Sergino Dest. Here's what I think, man. He's one of Barcelona's most eligible bachelors, that's for sure. Scoring goals over the weekend versus Real Sociedad. Shows up for the U.S. men's national team, scores a screamer against Jamaica. No chill. He has no chill. He sees, he does, he scores. Not much more you can ask for him, He's only 20 years old. Holy crap. What a player. I think that when he joined originally Barcelona, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna be the next Dani Alves," and he's showing it. He's showing it. He doesn't have that fear that some of the other players that have joined may show, right? Sometimes the jersey, it weighs a little bit. It weighs a bit. It's a little bit of pressure. It's not the same playing for Real Murcia. One of these recently ascended teams. A team doesn't have that much pressure than wearing the Barcelona shirt. You have to, let's just say the barometer for patience is very low. You have to go there and show up and do what you need to do immediately. So when you see these sorts of things, it's refreshing to see a player like that go in and do what he needs to do. On the flip side, though, there's a lot of things that he can improve. I think that he's definitely not that great defending, but a player like that doesn't have to worry about that when he is giving to the team other things, right? He's giving them depth, width. He's providing a sense of urgency, a sense of pressure that maybe the newest men's national team doesn't have, right? I was listening to, I think it was ESPN FC, and they were saying how they sort of compared him to Clint Dempsey. I don't know about Clint Dempsey. Clint Dempsey had that, like they said, like a little swagger and all of that. Sergino seems much more chill, Seems much more chill. And let's be honest, he's in the best school possible, right? Barcelona. Playing with the best player ever, Messi. Whatever happens, this coming summer, if Xavi comes or Ronald Koeman keeps his job, we don't know exactly what's going to happen over the summer. But one thing for sure is that whoever is the next coach for the next season, Sergino Dest will for sure own that right side, that right flank. In a sense, I'm kind of happy that Sergio Roberto is coming back because it's gonna give him some more competition, right? But I think a player of his age, in the case of Sergino Dest, he needs to play. He needs to be playing week in, week out, get comfortable. I think that for being his first season in Barcelona and new country, doesn't speak the language, I think he's doing great. And I think it's just going to matter of time before he just, it's just one of those things where you would see the original lineup of Barcelona, the golden era. You would say, who's in the lineup? You would say Victor Valdez, Abidal, Puyol, Piqué, Dani Alves, Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, and then pick your choice, right? You had Messi, Villa, Pedro, right? Then Alexis Sanchez. I mean, there's so many options, but I think when we talk about this new era, it's always going to be like Sergino Dest. He's going to be a part of that, right? And there's just so many options to play, so many options. You can do a 3-6-1? I think that's the new form they're doing. The new formation is insane, and it's been paying dividends. The team has been giving, even though we only tied against PSG, the team has been showing positive signs these past couple of games. But particularly though that PSG game, 1-1 game, really showed us how amazing the team is doing now. That match, if the goals would have gone in, I think that match would have been very different. Obviously, the team that scores the most wins, but in this case, it was just the 1-1 doesn't tell the full story, right? And I think that's when we realized that the system had to be changed, and that was a result in the away game, in the home game, It was literally Sergino Dest versus Mbappe and versus Kurzawa. That wasn't working out. I mean, some of the fans were calling Sergino Dest out, saying, hey, the match was too big for him. No, let's be honest. The only way you can stop a full form level 3 Super Saiyan Mbappe is not by yourself. It's team effort, and that's what happened in the away game, right? The whole team pitched in. Even Messi was running down, helping, defending, trying to get back possession, and that's how you disarmed them. Literally, that whole match was Barcelona attacking for 30, 45 minutes. You can kind of see they kind of got a little bit tired out, but it was a constant onslaught of attack. Sergio just hit the crossbar, Messi scored that amazing goal. Dembele had so many chances to put the ball in, but it just wasn't his day. But I have to admit though, I'm very happy with Sergino Dest. I think that, the Bartomeu, glad he's gone. But he did a couple of things right at the end, right? Brought in Sergino Dest, brought in Pedri, and I hope they get to see more of Trincao, because Trincao, it's going to be very hard for him to maintain the consistency that he was having a couple of games in a row. He was starting to score goals, and immediately when he started to get that confidence, they pulled him out. So, I feel that in the new system, this 3-6-1, you're not going to have the wingers, right? They're not going to be that prominent, and I think players unfortunately, like Trincao will not have that much playing time, and maybe even Dembele, right? It's just going to be hard to see what's going to happen, especially if they decide to bring in Memphis Depay or Wijnaldum or whoever. It's going to limit some of the players like Ricky Puig, and like what's happening with Ansu Fati. He's going through a series of challenges with his knee. It's not recuperating as everyone expected, and I think the most important thing as a Barcelona fan is that we see that the younger players, right, from the youth system, their progress should not be blocked by incoming players, right? It should be complemented, and I hope that that's not the case, right? That we don't see Wijnaldum blocking playing time from Ricky Puig. But I think the most important thing overall is that the team wins, obviously, right? The team wins and that we're entertained, that we enjoy what we're seeing. Give us back the sensation of a team that can control games, right? And I think that's the sensation we're seeing now, is that. So I think the priority is always and should be always. Let me rephrase that. Is always and should always. Fucking forget it. The sensation should be that we are a team that should be feared, right? And I think this past week it's been a roller coaster. We've been going through ups and downs. I think at the beginning of the season it was, can we even finish in the top 4, right? That was the sensation. Can we even finish in the top 4? And look at us now. I think it's 4 points away from Atletico Madrid. Hopefully we get to play that game against Valladolid, because if I remember correctly, there's some sort of issue with the weather, or not the weather, it's with this whole pandemic situation that they may have to cancel the game. So I think that keeping that 4-point gap, if we win, it's be only 1 point, right? So keeping that pressure on Atletico Madrid will be very important. I hopefully we get to play that game, exert more pressure on them, because I feel that at this point, Atletico Madrid, I don't think have the mental fortitude to maintain the pressure, and I think maybe that wasn't too fair. I think their play style is going to deceive them and betray them. I think that's the real sensation I'm getting from it. I think they do have the mental fortitude to push on through and get results from the game, right? Didn't All Black block a penalty in the last game? The game finished 1-0. So to me, it's going to be very tight, and keep in mind that Barcelona still has to play against Atletico Madrid, still has to play against Real Madrid, so it's not going to be any walk in the park for Barcelona either. But I think that as a fan, you were seeing that things are improving, man. I mean, you can't look at it any other way. Things are improving. The team there's a sense of union, of spirit. I really hope Messi stays because I just don't know who else would do the plays, man. I really don't. I really don't know. He's the type of player that he can play as long as he wants to play at the age he wants to play. He can be 40 and still giving those beautiful crosses over whoever. I mean, without him, I think we would be going back to a situation where we're going to have players, fill in that gap. And that's a gap that you just don't fill in easily, right? But then again, I think it's interesting to see what could happen without Messi. And we should probably be prepared for that because the option for Messi to leave is a very serious one. And, who is going to fill that gap? Who has the mentality and the skills to do so and to fill in that gap, that hole that he's gonna leave behind? Don't tell me it's gonna be Griezmann, because Griezmann, no. The sensations that he gives off is that he turns it on, but sometimes he turns it off. I think that this has been, for sure, this past couple of months has been his best in the Barcelona shirt. But for his other players who I want to see, I want to see what's going to happen. Like, I would like to see Ricky Puig to step in, have much more of a presence. I think it was in the fourth goal against Real Sociedad, a beautiful pass there between him and Jordi Alba to Messi, and just, I mean, how can I enjoy seeing that sort of thing? He likes as well. I mean, there's future there. I think post Messi, it's not going to be easy without him. And if we look at the youth, like Sergino, Dest'S, all these players, there's reason to be optimistic. There's reason to be excited. And I think that Ronald Koeman deserves to continue, regardless of what happens in the summer. I hopefully, now that we have the Prezzi's back, Laporta's back, I hope that we get to see a team that is representative of what we've always been, a team that's easy on the eyes and just goes for it, right? Just completely destroys teams. So fingers crossed that's what we get to see, because honestly, a team of this dimension cannot afford itself a season of non-productivity, right? A season where things don't happen, a season of taking a step back. I think during this weird time that we're living in, right, where the economics aren't there, the team is completely in debt. Let's take some chance, let's take some risk on the youth players, give them an opportunity to step in, not because we can't buy players, but because the players that we have in the system are good enough to be first team players. So let's give those guys a shot, let's give those guys a shot. And there's talent there, if Xavi does eventually come in, good lord, it's gonna be, we're gonna pop some champagne bottles and celebrate as well. But I think based off the results that we've seen so far with Ronald Koeman does deserve another year. So only good things, my friends. Only good things. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, leave them below. I'd like to interact with you, and drop a like, alright? If you so choose to. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.